The new PS5 DualSense Edge has a smaller battery than the regular DualSense. We got some more information on Forza Motorsport, and Hi-Fi Rush is already a hit. So as we know, the DualSense Edge is that pro controller that is coming from PlayStation that is trying to compete with the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, which in my opinion is the best controller on the market. It's not without its flaws. One of the biggest things wrong with the Elite Series 2 is the bumper issues. There's a lot of people reporting that their bumpers stick or stop working. They have to go in and open it up to fix it, which definitely is something that shouldn't be happening on a premium controller. Now, the DualSense Edge is something that's coming in here to compete and try to get customers away from the Elite Series 2, because you're going to be able to use this controller on PC as well. And it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of great features. One of the things that a lot of people are complaining about from the reviews and from people using it right now is the battery life. And we now know why the battery life is so poor on the DualSense Edge. So we have this article here from Video Games Chronicle showing off the difference between the batteries based off of this Twitter account here, Buds Controllers. And you can see, obviously, the regular DualSense battery is significantly bigger than the DualSense Edge. And this translates into more hours of being able to play. So the DualSense Edge includes a 1050 milliampere hour battery, and the original DualSense includes a 1560 milliampere hour battery, and then the PS4 DualShock 4 had a 1000 milliampere hour battery. Now, one of the biggest issues with last generation and the PS4's DualShock was it was a controller that consistently died. One of the things was the light on top. You could turn that off and save some battery life, but you were always having to charge that thing up. And even with the current DualSense, you're charging it up all the time. The battery life on the controller isn't great, and it's going to be even worse for this premium controller from Sony, the DualSense Edge, which costs $200, but you're getting less battery time. Now, one of the things people are saying, which I kind of agree with, is that since this is a pro controller, a lot of people are probably going to be picking this up and using it for first-person shooters, playing on their monitor, having the controller wired at all times, and it does come with a decently sized length of wire. So the battery life and the charging may not be an issue for a lot of people, but if you're sitting back on your couch and you are using it wirelessly, you're going to be probably annoyed having to charge it every couple of hours. People like to make fun of the series controllers, the Xbox controllers with the AA batteries, but I actually like it because when my controller dies, and they last long already, but when it dies, I just go ahead and replace the batteries and don't have to waste time waiting for the controller to charge up or get a super long cable to plug it in while I'm playing. So there's the difference there with the rechargeable and the AA. I mean, the Elite Series 2 obviously has the rechargeable battery, and that controller lasts decently long as well. But the DualSense Edge, I think, is going to have a lot of people annoyed as they are continuously having to charge it when using it wirelessly. All right, let's jump over here to Forza Monthly. We got more information about Forza Motorsport. 2 days ago, we had the Xbox, the Bethesda Developer Direct showcase, which I thought was a great showcase. I would give it a high grade, probably an A for me. I thought it was really, really good. And then Hi-Fi Rush was Stealth Drop, which would just put it over the top. But we knew that Forza was going to have more information yesterday. People were waiting on the release date because it does just say coming in 2023. Now, they didn't give us the release date, but they did give us this information. So additional stuff for Forza Motorsport is you're going to have 24-hour endurance races in 24 minutes, tires modelings with 8 points of contacts at 360 hertz, which I think is really cool. The tire stuff that they've been talking about, the technology that they're putting into this game, it's going to be the most realistic and the best looking simulation racing game by far, I think, when it comes out. I just can't wait to see this showcase on the Xbox Series X. The different tire compounds will be there, suspension and weight and fuel modeling, and new AI as well. In the coming months, more on career, multiplayer, cars, and track lists. So some good info there. Still no release date. Coming in 2023. Will it release in the first half of 2023, or will it be pushed over to the fall or just anytime after June? Like I said in my video with my recap of the event, is if you're Xbox, you don't want to release every major big hitter you have all at once. You don't want to have major gaps within Game Pass releases. So if you have to wait a couple of months before putting out Forza Motorsport, with Starfield there maybe coming out in June, why not? I mean, some people are going to complain, but it is going to be better in the long run when you have a big first party title spread out throughout the year. So we'll wait and see what the release date is. I still think it's going to come out in the first half of 2023. All right, next up we have to talk about Hi-Fi Rush. This game was stealth dropped at the Xbox Developer Direct, and it is instantly a hit. I played about 3-4 hours of it, and it's really, really good. Fast-paced action with rhythm bass. And once you figure out the beat, once you develop some rhythm and you start hitting crazy combos and you hear the song and how it interacts with your attacks, it's honestly phenomenal. And I'm guessing for me, because I love these styles of games, I love action games like this, I love this art style, the cell shadedness, probably one of the best looking games I think I've ever seen, and I'm not even over exaggerating. It is that beautiful with the colors and just the way that they implemented this art. Just such an incredible surprise that we got at the Developer Direct. And the best thing about this is that it's already a big hit. The game was trending yesterday. It was getting more views than Forspoken, which just released, and we know what happened for Forspoken. I think that game, I haven't played it yet, but from the reviews and from people are saying it's a pretty big disaster. We even had people trying to blame the faults of Forspoken on people being racist, which obviously isn't the case. That happens with pretty much any medium that comes out. If it's bad, it's so easy for the creators or the PR people to just blame it on something that is completely irrelevant, rather than just admitting that the game or the movie or the show is bad. But Hi-Fi Rush, amazing game so far. And what I love most about what they did, believe it or not, is that they just released it. They didn't give us months of lead up and give us a release date and all of this type of stuff and get people waiting to see more and then getting mad because they didn't see more and then potentially delaying it. We had no idea about this game. There was a small leak the day before the event that Tango was potentially going to show off their game, and it came true. They did happen. It was that 5th game that they showed off, and then they dropped it. The game got to avoid any lead up of people being annoyed, and what puts it over the top is that it's an incredible game, and we're seeing the reviews come out already for it, like getting 9s, 9.5s out of 10, and it's such a great IP that Xbox now has within their repertoire, such a great exclusive. And I would love to see Xbox and other publishers do this more often. Just release games. Forget about the announcement of a game coming out 5 years down the road or 3 years down the road or whatever, because we're at a point now where these games are getting bigger, they're getting more intricate, that there's always going to be issues with the development of these games. Seemingly there hasn't been a game that has come out recently that has had 0 issues, and when delays happen and stuff, it takes away from the hype. Who knows if this game would have been announced a couple of years ago, if it would have gotten as good of a reception right now, because maybe it would have had to be delayed. Maybe there was some stuff that people will be nitpicking, zooming in on pixels for the gameplay showcases and stupid stuff like that. So I think not only is this game a hit because it's amazing, the model that Xbox did here with stealth dropping a major first-party game like this out of nowhere, putting it into Game Pass, and people playing it, enjoying it, is something they should continue to do in the future. I'm not saying do it for every single game, but I hope to see more releases like Hi-Fi Rush. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the DualSense Edge. Are you going to be picking it up? What do you think about the battery life? What are your thoughts on the new information about Forza Motorsport and Hi-Fi Rush? Have you played it yet, and do you like it? If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I'll catch you in the next video. We'll be right back.